What's up everyone, it's TGBSV. Today I wanted to remake my Freddy lore video. The reason I'm redoing it is because rewatching it I'm not really fans of the first one I made anymore. The editing was actually okay, but the fact I used the anime opening with the song make it hard to focus on the story and stuff. Also the video tried to focus on Gabriel, but I think it kinda focused a lot more in the MCI group as a whole, and I really wanna focus my story video on the character I'm talking about. And also between my Freddy is underused and my Gabriel character analysis I discovered a lot more thing about Freddy, so let's go re-explore Gabriel. Freddy was an alternative version of Fredbear that was first introduced in the Fredbear and Friends cartoon. He was then made into a real animatronics around 1983. After the bite of 83 Fredbear's closed its door, so Freddy became the main leader of the franchise to detach the franchise from Fredbear. Now let's move on to Gabriel. One day in June 1985 Gabriel, a 7-year-old boy, went to Freddy Fazbear Pizza. In here he met a man dressed in a yellow rabbit suit, came to him and asked him to play hide and seek. Gabriel accepted and found a good hideout in the pizzeria. However, when he hid, the man in the suit approached him with a weapon. Gabriel tried to scream, escape, but hideout was too good. Gabriel then woke up, but not as himself. He was on the stage. He was Freddy. He met the spirit of Susie and Jeremy, two kids that got the same fate as him. They were later joined by the spirit of Fritz and Cassidy. Each of the kids were stuffed inside the animatronics by their killer, and the puppet helped them get their life back inside them. Freddy was seen as one of their leader. The pizzeria later closed its door due to sanitary reason, because the animatronics had the corpse of the animatronics in them. In 1987, a new pizzeria opened using brand new animatronics. They wanted to repair the OG, but due to them being too ugly they decided to use brand new animatronics, leaving the Withered in the dark part and service room. One week at night, Charlie asked Freddy to help her. The killer struck again. Gabriel and the puppet tried to find the guard, kill the man, save them, save them, save them. Gabriel heard the desperate voice of Mangle, telling him he was here. Mangle got possessed by one of the kids, but he couldn't. The man rushed at Freddy and found a way to neutralize him. After this everything repeated again. The man killed more kids and wasn't found. The kids got locked inside the animatronics and possessed them, and the worst part of it is that Gabriel could have prevented it. After this days Gabriel and the others got a general distrust of adult and night guard, killing and trying to hurt all of them. They attacked the guard Jeremy Fitzgerald during the whole week, until the pizzeria eventually closed because of the bite of 87. In 1988 a new pizzeria restaurant opened, the last attempt at a Freddy Fazbear pizza. Gabriel was tired, and desperate to keep trying to find their killer, and as Freddy, Gabriel had that feeling of importance and leader of the missing children, putting him a lot more pressure. Every night they started doing their best efforts at trying to kill every adult they could, ending up killing the phone guy, doing their best efforts at killing Mike Schmidt, but he ended up surviving the whole week, and after 1993 the pizzeria ended up closing its door, leaving them to stay alive locked in the darkness with nothing but the reminder of their desperate situation. They had nothing to do except sleeping forever. In 1995, Freddy woke up confused. A shadow version of him was here, repeating Freddy to follow him. Freddy ended up following him, and the shadow Freddy took him to a door. Freddy could not go in, so he decided to go back to the stage, just to end up getting attacked by a man, and this man was none other than the same man who killed him. He was back and rapidly destroyed Freddy and take his remnant that he then used inside Funtime Freddy, which caused Gabriel's soul to split between Classic Freddy and Funtime Freddy. While that happened, every animatronics got destroyed, but their soul were then released from their cage. Immediately they knew William was here and it was the perfect chance to take him out. They could not miss that. Gabriel and the others chased him to the safe room where William was. Cassidy later joined. William, scared, went inside the Spring Bonnie suit to hide and tricks them into thinking he was their friends, but the spring block then activate and kill him on the spot. While they were supposed to all be released, they kinda felt unsatisfied, and a part of Gabriel's soul was still in Funtime Freddy, so they remained. In his Funtime Freddy side, he was back to being stuck in an underground facility, and Funtime Freddy was programmed to be a cruel, joyful and sadistic robot, making Gabriel just like him when fusing with him. He was also fused with Jeremy inside Bonbon, making them share body in a way. Being Funtime Freddy was way worse than being Freddy. Gabriel was losing his identity. He couldn't remember he was Gabriel, let alone a child. He was just Funtime Freddy. It was like if he was possessed by Funtime Freddy instead of being possessing the robot. And worse again, they were back to being stuck. They met a girl named Elizabeth, who was possessing the baby animatronics. Elizabeth was the smartest of them, and so she ended up becoming their leader. They started plotting on a plan to escape this place. In 1996 a new technician started working here, so they started having a plan. While everyone would try to kill the man, Baby would trick him by pretending to help him and being on his side. On day 5 they scoop all of their body into one to fit the body of the technician and lure the man to the scooping room to scoop him, and enter his body to leave this place and live as inhuman. Gabriel learned the man was Michael, the same security guard in the 1993 Freddy Fazbear pizza. At one point they decide to leave the man body but leave him some remnant to survive on his body. At one point Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy and Ballora got tired of Baby bossing them around, and thought she had too much power. They get into an argument and then eject Baby. Funtime Freddy gain Ennard's control and thus, becoming Molten Freddy. In 2023, a pizzeria called Freddy Fazbear Pizza Place, being programmed to kill children, Molten Freddy was meant to go to this place. He waited at the back alley to get taken and went hiding in the vent after this, trying to kill children that came here as well as the manager from this restaurant, who he recognized to be Michael. However, Saturday happened, and every vent door start closing and a fire happens, and a voice starts speaking through the speaker.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
However, Gabriel had one thing left to do. Gabriel's soul gets summoned into an alternative world by a glitchy Fredbear, asking him to find a clock, multiple clock to help him find his way. The objective of this place was to set up the happiest days, to free Garrett's soul as well as everyone else's soul. Once Gabriel is done with that, he just go and rest. His soul later get gifted a cake himself and they later celebrate one last birthday together before fading away. And this is the end of Gabriel's story. Releasing this video now is kinda a way to gain time for my bigger video that should release next week, so yeah, see y'all next week.
I don't try nobody, grip the trigger. Call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. Bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got gutters and